something that it was the buildup of that, seeing how all these people worked through all these different things, and it culminates in such a huge experience across all these different cultures.
Yeah, and it's just generally cool because like when you watch the documentary, you get to listen to them like they're because a lot of the Fafanakwi have been going to FESPAC for like years, right? So you get to hear like their since the 70s. So like they talk about like their whole like experience from when they were younger, like when they were still kids, going to FESPAC and like the really impactful moments that they had. And so like being able to be there and actually see the comparison and like witness for ourselves, and then also be able to like capture it on camera so that we not only get their testimony, but we also get like the current experience and like showing that it's still something that's happening, you know, these sort of like lifelong experience, or like was it these really monumental experiences that these people carry throughout lives, like it's still happening at each festival.
Yes, and the evolution too, you know, like, you know, we didn't, you know, of course we weren't there in the past, but just to capture some of the evolution of dance and how some of the Fafanagwis would, like, their experiences in past FESPACs or even just in dancing in general and how it has evolved, and the interpretation of dance, right, and how the evolution of that has come is really just, I mean, it's just something that we're so proud to just document because it hasn't been done, and I hope that in the film we've done it justice. The other cool thing was, before we left to FESPAC, we made a set, and we were already starting to document some of the stories, right? We needed to get some stuff. I mean, we needed to get as much footage as we could. So we were documenting these stories. We built a set. I don't know. We had the craziest wish list from Home Depot. You know, like we were getting like mattress covers and things like that, and like the creative things we were doing with them. It was just crazy. But to walk into FESPAC, and I think we all kind of felt it when we first walked into the festival, the main village. It looked exactly like our set back home.
Oh, wow.
Color scheme, the feel, the lighting, everything. And so I think we all kind of got goosebumps, and we were like, you know, like we just, it was just how would you say it? The synergy of our work.
But it's like, oh yeah.
At our work, and we had no idea what it would be like, right? But I think, you know, like it was just unbelievable. We were just like,
mind meld.
They were like, this is our set, like, but it's huge, and it's like $1 million set. They had like all the nice screens. I don't know what kind of screens they are, but they're like moving kind of screens. Sean could talk about that, or even Rizal, but. Yeah, it was so crazy, and we're just blessed that we were able to, you know, use both footage without even really doing major edits, and making the whole film maybe just like what am I trying to say? It just looked like
it looked cohesive.
Cohesive, yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, it truly looked planned. I remember because like part of the documentary is that like we were gonna film like a couple of pieces of the dances, right? So that we could get like different angles that we could insert into the film. And like I remember we stepped in, and Neil was just like, "This, we could just do this here." It matches completely our interviews, which was pretty wild.
It is crazy, right?
So everything, basically it everything
Just fell into place.
just fell into place without maybe it's just providential. You have to do this film.
Yeah.
So the film premieres in New York, right? It's going to premiere, right? Is that what I?
So
no?
the film has already shown here on island during Mes Chamorro. It had
I see,
1 month run in the Micronesia Mall theaters.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and we were showing it every weekend during Mes Chamorro, and after that, it's been making some runs to different private screenings around and some different film festivals.
I see.
But it will be publicly available in October this year.
I see. So is there a platform? Is it
It will be. We will be doing some small screenings as well for schools. In addition, it will be available on broadcasts on our channel and on YouTube.
Oh, cool! Can't wait. So you're going to announce it like before the official.
Yeah. We're actually going to announce today to the public schools. So we're working with the public schools, the private schools, and the charter schools right now for a whole field trip run on October 2nd and 3rd, which is a Thursday and a Friday. And then on Saturday and that will be at the Sinahanya Fine Arts Theater.
Community Arts
Community Arts Center. I'm so sorry, Mayor Hoffman. So we will do it there. We'll open up for field trips. We have 3 showings a day, and then on Saturday it'll be open to the public. It's a $5 donation. Anyone can come and see it. After that, we will release it on YouTube and on broadcast.
So that's
So it'll be open to the public. Yes.
So we have a call, right? No. Oh, I thought. Is there a call?
I'm just training. I'm just training.
It's also
So just please don't mind me.
Oh yeah.
the film will also be available for private screening too, like in the States. A lot of Chamorro clubs are picking it up. They want to show it, and so that's available as well.
Oh, that's cool. So I was distracted, but anyways, the community can call, right? The community can call for any questions.
Oh yes,
if they're interested.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
we encourage that here. Would you like
Yes.
me to give the numbers?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. If you have any questions for anybody here, if you want to speak the language, if you want to learn the language, perfect. 922-1051. You can call in there, or you can even call us up on our second line. That's 922-1052.
And also for those who are interested, you may be interested to know more about the docufilm, right? Yeah, from PBS.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or if you have any questions about it, yeah. So feel free to call us or message, yeah. So let's get practical about let's get practical into the practical aspects of the press release, right? So you're inviting sponsors and community partners to help underwrite the project. Mm-hmm. So for those listening who want to support, maybe business, cultural groups, or even individuals, how can they get involved?
I can do it. I can take it. Well, because I don't want to hog the mic. But I mean, like we encourage all of the community members, or even just the general public to support by coming out and watching. But we are pushing for an underwriting of the event, and that will help us with. I mean, it's a fundraiser for us, so basically it'll help us with some station operational costs, programming fees and stuff like that. But you can just reach out to us simply by emailing Roselle here,
r.almonds@pbsguam.org.
Yes. Or, I mean, if they just want to make a donation to the station, you can click onto our website, and that's pbsguam.org. Click on the Donate Now button, and then make a donation that way, and we can reach out that way, too.
And also, I have a question about the state of public TV and public radio, actually.
Yes, yes.
So I know that funding hasn't been that great with all the cuts. And how is PBS managing in terms of funding? Yeah.
The station is here. We're here. Obviously, hi. But, we're not going anywhere. Yeah. There was some major funding cuts federally, and also an attempt here locally. Let's talk about our federal funding first. So as you know, CPB, that's the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, they cut through this administration, they cut our funding. Not only just our funding, but for all of the Corporation of Public Broadcasting, which actually funds public media across the nation, right? Public media consists of PBS stations, NPR radio stations, university type TV or public TV or radio stations. So CPB funds us, and some of us highly rely on this federal funding for operations. Here on Guam, we rely, CPB funding consists of 65% of my budget, total budget. And then the remaining 45% is funded through the legislature locally, through local appropriations. And so, really just facing the fact that, we just lost 65% of our federal funding, that's really really detrimental to the operations of PBS. So my board, we went on a lobbying kind of mission where we lobbied the senators, and we spoke with the governor's office, to see what we could do about trying to find some kind of local funding here to help us with the shortfall of funding that we'll be having for next fiscal year. And I'm thankful that in this last budget session, Senator Tina Munoz Barnes introduced an amendment into the budget to appropriate $870,000, which is the allotment that we get from CPB. She introduced this amendment to make us whole And so it is in the bill, and it did get passed. So I do thank all the senators that supported it. And now we're just hoping that the budget bill gets passed. If it does, then we're good. If not, then we're going to have to see. We're just going to have to find funding, and that's why we need to push hard for fundraising. In addition to something to call our own, the underwriting initiative for that. We're also doing a readathon that starts on Monday.
I've heard about
And
that.
this
yeah.
is with the public school. I mean, we're working with public schools, charter schools, private schools, and we've also extended to daycares. And it's a great program that not only promotes literacy with with the youth, but also it gives them, examples of forward thinking lessons, such as like budgeting. They can budget, they can set goals and stuff like that. There's a whole list of prizes that they could win, and it's attached to different budgets. So you select the prize you want, and that's the kind of you need to raise pledges to receive that prize. And the kids love it. I mean, we give away, this year, what are some of the prizes we're giving away? Like all kinds of crazy things.
Nice.
We have like the big prizes are like we have like a PS5, Nintendo
Oh, wow.
Switch, some of the lesser
What about
value.
the big prize that I was freaking out about shipping?
Oh no, that was a stand-up paddleboard.
stand-up
Yeah, we're
paddleboard.
getting stand-up
Whoa.
paddleboards for
I think
yeah.
it's cool. We want
Yeah.
the kids to go out and exercise too.
Yes,
but I
that's
was
great.
just like,
Outdoor
how the
action.
heck are we gonna ship
I'm pretty
that?
sure it's inflatable. I'm not 100% sure.
Are you
But I'm
sure?
pretty sure it's
I was gonna
inflatable.
be like bringing them home. But our grand prize is a trip to Japan, to Disneyland. So that comes with hotel stay, hotel, airfare for two, and because we of course need to send them with their parents, and a little bit of spending cash. So we're hoping that together with this and some other fundraising efforts that we have over the next quarter and next year, we're really gonna be able to help sustain the station and for the future.
And this is a call to action, I guess, also to the community, right? So who else can we turn to right now when funding is getting really constrained? And
Viewers like you.
viewers and listeners, we do live stream. So we should remember what the role of PBS, public media, to our community.
yes,
So
yes.
right, so it's not just them producing these products, these amazing products.
No. But it's also stations like yours, right? And also NPR, I have to say that, like we're in the same boat. But, stations like yours that really, provide tangible and information to the community, right? This is information that has been vetted and is, I'm not going to say fake news, but, reliable information, right? And you guys really go a long way to bringing all the different community members and stakeholders together to talk about different issues, especially in shows like this, which is so that we admire so much. But really we need to do what we need to do to keep stations like this, stations like mine and NPR, keep our doors open, because it's hard times right now. And when stations like this go away, what access is our people going to have to this type of information? We have to fight for it.
And for those who are not aware, how many years of we're losing once we lose PBS?
Oh, we've been around since the 70s,
Yes,
so
70s.
like we, have done a lot to, there are still some households that don't have internet, that don't have cable, but they have the hand-me-down TVs that they get from their family or friends or whatever, and you just plug that thing in and you have access. And there's still families like that here, households like that here, across the nation. There's a lot more, especially in the more rural areas. But and that's why we come to work every day. I mean, Sean was joking with me the other day. We were talking about contracting staff. We're short staff. We were talking about contracting some creatives to come in, and it's quite expensive. And he was saying that his argument was like, let's just do it. We need the staff, and I'm like, I cannot afford to pay somebody this amount when my staff that currently works for me gets paid less than that or even half. I'm not going to do that to my staff, I'm I'm not going to bring a contractor in for $100 when I'm not paying my staff $100 a day, you know? And that was my argument. And he was like, well, boss, you know, like, like, news check, you know, like, we don't work here for the money. So, like, we just, you know, like, and it's true, you know, like, I have lifelong career employees that have worked with both the government and the private side of the the nonprofit side of the station that's usually funded by the CPB grant. But these are career employees that come to work every single day, not because they're making buku cash over there at PBS, because we know we're not, but because they love the work that they do and they believe in the mission that we have, you know, which is serving our community. So we can't go away. We're not going away.
Thank God for that.
I know.
It's like since the 70s. It's like older than
Yeah,
me.
so we're celebrating 55 years this year.
Yes. Next month.
Oh my goodness, it's like a half a century of a legacy. So it's not just you also do the community of obviously us who I mean. Yeah, we grew up on Sesame Street, like PBS.
Yeah, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah,
and
Mr.
How
Rogers.
about Daniel Tiger from Mr. Rogers? He has his own show now. The puppet, the little tiger puppet.
It's actually so Daniel Tiger is like the current Daniel Tiger's neighborhood is actually Daniel Striped Tiger from Mr. Rogers' son. So it's like
generational.
Yeah,
now.
so it's really cute. So like Daniel Tiger's neighborhood, the cartoon is
Yeah.
just like the neighborhood of make believe from like the puppets
Mr.
from Mr.
Rogers'
Rogers. It's really cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tell me more, Roselle.
That's what I know. My daughter watches Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. She is also a PBS kid because I was a PBS kid. So, you know, I'm just like, you're going to watch this show.
But I didn't grow up here, you know,
Yeah.
like I wasn't born here. But
Oh, that's
we
right.
get PBS content in the Philippines.
Do you
believe it or
really?
not. Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's why, you know, I grew up on Sesame Street.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
yeah,
how
me
I
too.
that's how I learned my English.
Really?
You know what? That's so true. That's so true. I mean, I was in the Philippines earlier this year for a good portion of the time, and you know, one of our friends there, they were staying with me, but the kids, they love talking to me because they want to practice English, right? And then when I'm watching them on their iPads, they're watching PBS content. You know,
Yeah.
like Sesame Street,
Yeah.
and they were even watching old stuff. Like Trisha, the little girl, like she prefers the old stuff, like from the 90s.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
but
Reading
that-
Rainbow
but
type
that's how
thing, or-
because
Oh,
they
wow.
that's how she's practicing English, and it's
cool.
really
Yeah.
teaching people. And then we had another did Don tell you the story about the lady who just emailed him like a couple weeks ago about her
Yes, but I don't remember the details of
Okay,
that.
so there's this lady out of Arizona. Her parents are both deaf and they don't speak.
Oh, wow.
But so she learned to enunciate from watching PBS content. And, you know, we provide educational programming, 12 hours. It's a 12-hour block of educational programming that really does prepare kids to go into preschool. And for those that can't get into kindergarten, it's totally trustworthy and backed by education and
Oh, I remember.
Department of Education.
You know,
actually.
the things that I learned when I was growing up from PBS, like I still remember. Even the rhythm, music, right? So I remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh yeah, is that
11,
that's
12.
What is it? Not Reading Rainbow.
No, it's not. Sesame Street.
Oh, Sesame Street. Yeah.
11. And then they would go into these awesome jazz.
It's not. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff. It's music.
it's music,
You
yep.
know, like it's diversity. It's everything.
Yeah. You know what? So I guess, you know, I'm middle aged now. Probably when I'm 70s and I'm losing my memory, I would probably still remember those things. But you know how it is, right? When you're young and you
Planted in your brain.
it's planted in my brain. Thanks PBS.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing too, right? Like, because like the younger you are exposed to like educational content, the
Yeah.
more likely you are to like have this sort of like inclination to wanting to learn things as you get older.
Yeah.
It really does, like, you know, there's been research that really backs up like the impact that PBS programs has had on kids,
Yeah.
like literacy and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
desire to like learn more
I
things.
think I've read that. Yeah. Because it's like how do I say this? Since it's readily available, it's
Yeah.
not like you can easily access it, and also PBS also produces local content before we forget, right? So
And
it's
we wanna make
localized.
sure we document all of that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we don't people here on Guam. We don't have the best history and history in documenting our history. So we want to make sure that we do that, and that kind of leads me to our archive project.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have an archive project.
We have
Wow.
we're working with the. Do you want to talk about
Yeah, so we're working with the
American
I'm sorry, the
American Archives?
American Archive. So what we're doing is we have a large backlog. We've been around for 55 years, so we have a large backlog of physical tapes with all of our programming that we've made locally for the past 55 years. And it's hard for anybody to really access any of that because it's still in that tape format. So what we have with this grant now is we're able to take about 2,000 of these tapes that are just sitting on a shelf and send them out, get them digitized, and make them publicly accessible for the community. So we're talking things like Bill Clinton's visit to Guam. We're talking things like the Korean Airlines disaster. We're talking about things like FESPAC back in, I believe, 94. The South Pacific Games, things like that. These are major events that happen for our island.
So many state of the islands, political events, a lot.
Yeah.
It's just so much content. I think we even have Mabuhay Pinoy. So
Lots of
many,
episodes
oh my
of
God.
so
Mabuhay
many
Pinoy.
episodes of that. And it's nice to keep it,
Mabuhay
right?
Pinoy.
Do you guys remember that?
I know. So I think we had a guest who was part of Mabuhay Pinoy.
Oh, really?
See, I'm not sure if it's Andy Padilla. Is it Andy
Oh,
Padilla?
yes. He
Yeah.
was, I think.
He was here, I think, 2 episodes ago, and we kind of reminisce about the
Old
time when
times
he
of
was
TV.
old times.
Yeah, we have a lot of it. And so we're going to be sending that off to be
Digitized,
archived.
yeah.
Yes, and then that process will be about a year. But after that, we'll have all of this. We'll have a whole digital library that the public will be able to access, and and that really is just our legacy programming. So we're proud to be doing that. There's just so many things going on with PBS.
Oh my
We're
God, you
just
guys are
we're not just TV. We're on YouTube, and then we have a whole homeschooling platform called Ready to Learn that was launched during COVID when people were we launched it here locally during COVID because, of all the distance learning, and we thought that there was a gap in education when everybody was locked down in homes. And so if you go to PBS Ready to Learn website, you'll see, there's portals for teachers, for parents, or homeschool parents and students. They can log on separately. You can assign them homework, and it's every single subject you could think of. And it really is a homeschool platform, and that's also funded by PBS. It's another initiative for those that cannot make it to school. We're going to give it to you. And so it's just a whole skew of educational programming in every sort of platform you can think of, and that's what we are.
Oh my God, you have a lot. I mean, it's really a loss if if you
is.
lose total
It's very
funding.
sad.
Yeah. So I guess it's a call to action also to the community to support, right? PBS. So I'm interested in the archive project.
Yes.
So how many decades of archives do you have? Like
So
starting
some
from-
of the oldest tapes that we've found that are still remaining are I've found something as early as 78, 79, and we have. Funnily enough, when we go through some of the old archive tapes, we find I found an ACB from early 80s that has Dr. Vince Akimoto as one of the participants. We have.
Oh, I need that.
Yeah, we have we have a lot of old ACBs, old programming that just has not seen the light of day because they're on tapes, and so this is an opportunity for us, because we've been around for so long, to provide these for the people who may want to look back into the past.
Maybe to give you a better idea, we have reel to reel that need to be like the film,
Yes,
like the
yes,
round
the big
thing.
ones.
Yeah.
The big ones.
The big one.
Yes, we have that.
I haven't seen that in a while.
I see it every day, and I don't want to see it every day.
But I just want to say, I feel like what Sean was saying, really, demonstrates what an institution PBS Guam has been
Yeah.
for the community. Because when we go back into the archives, you can see, even when you look through the tapes, right? Because they have, these, what you call it, they have these handouts like where everybody wrote down what was
Yes.
recorded on each tape,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
you see like familiar names of like people you know in the community on these tapes, and so like it really makes you think like how, you know, how much of the community we've been documenting for years, you know.
Yep.
Another fun one is Mayor Hoffman talking about wild pigs as like a teenager.
Whoa! When was that? 1970s or
Yeah,
80s?
I think 80s. It's like late 80s, I think, but that's a good one as well.
Shout out to Mayor Hoffman. I hope you're listening now. You should watch out for that, right? Yeah, Mayor Hoffman. Oh my goodness. So you're
so
seeing
many liberations too, and where you can
Yeah.
see, and you know, I love watching the liberations, especially the older ones, because you can, as you look into the crowd, right, you recognize people, right, like you see like, oh, that family, you know, or there's, you know, Uncle so and so, or oh, look at the Dedado float, like, oh my gosh, look at the mayor, you know, like, and everybody, of course, back then we are all like sexy and skinny and looking our best, and you know, it's just, it's good to, it's just it's fun and very nostalgic, you know, just to see, and yeah, it's just really good stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's great to know. I think that's another project that the community. I mean, personally, I'm just a nerd for those things, but I would, wait for that. I mean, your plan to launch this is next year, or is it going to be?
We are boxing tapes up and we're making a catalog right now. Right now we have over 6,000 pieces of media, and we need to scrub it and only send 2,000 pieces. So we're in the process of doing that. Oh,
showing me.
Whoa,
Yeah, so
you brought it.
So yeah, thousands of tapes, thousands of different pieces of media that need to be sorted through and then archived.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of requests this month or even last month for people who are like, oh, can you just give, do you have any kind of footage of this or any kind of footage of that? And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. They're like in 100 boxes and there's like no way we're going to find it. So.
Are you doing tie-ups with the comms and media program with the OG or any other assistance from outside people?
No, we're not. We're doing it all on our own. But actually, no, we did start. We started the archive project when we did have some interns from UOG. I think they saw the project and ran away.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's
Very
very
tedious,
tedious,
yeah.
but it's something that's very valuable. So it's one of those things where we're gonna power through it and do our best doing it. That way we can make it available for everyone. Oh yeah, lots of Roselle's showing me a bunch of Buhay Pinoy that we see right in the archives.
The archives includes yung Mabuhay Pinoy. That's ancient. That was the first. I think that was the first Pinoy show, right?
Yes, that was the first Pinoy show.
Yeah.
TV show here.
Oh wow, it's Buhay Pinoy Stargazers.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I was in that jazz.
Faith Healer,
Jasmine.
Jasmine Trias. Oh my God, that was like American Idol. Oh wow.
It's a bunch. There's
Yes,
so
a bunch
much.
of- yeah.
Every box has some Buhay Pinoy, right? I think almost. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a weekly show for I believe 30 years roughly.
30 years of
Buhay Pinoy, I believe.
That was 30 years?
I believe it was 20 or 30 years. I forget the exact run because we have some from late 80s to about mid 2000s.
Oh my, can I once
We're
it's
gonna
done?
put it all online, and you guys can watch it. You can binge watch that if you can.
I
if you
will.
can stand it.
Yes, definitely. Is it just for the nostalgia and shock value, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just shock
Just to
value.
see how things have changed.
Before, right?
And there's a lot of dancing in there. Yeah.
It's very Pinoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have a Pinoy show, as I mentioned, right? And I think it was one of the past episodes where you don't have it's not a Pinoy show if it doesn't have a smorgasbord of stuff. Like there's comedy, there's dancing. Someone's
Little bit of singing.
getting thrown out of the a little bit of a lot of singing.
Oh, a lot of
It's
singing.
mostly singing, I feel like.
Yes, mostly singing, dancing. The dancing is not just your typical dance. It's like acrobatics dance, where they throw the dancers. I'm sorry, it's going off tangent, but thank you so much. Well, it is relevant, right? Yeah, but I can't wait, and I'm really happy that you guys are here, and we talked about more than the docu-film. It's basically PBS. PBS and its continuing role here on the island. But anything else that you'd like to add? Like maybe just you can call for the community for any, of course, for support for for the docu-film, and also for any. I know that you mentioned earlier your current projects, but can you do a last, I guess, call to action to the community? Giselle.
Oh, we're doing this. Okay, it's
Yes,
me.
we are.
What am I doing?
Yes, you support for
Yeah.
for Tomorrow Dance, a docu-film, and also for any efforts. I know you mentioned several. It's more
Yeah,
like
we
a
have a
summary.
lot going on. We're
Yeah.
really trying, like, really, we are doing our best here. We really want to make sure to continue to, what is it? To accomplish our mission. We have our SOS campaign, Save Our Station, right? Because we're really here for the community, and so we really want to keep doing the work that we do for the community. So if you want to support us in any way, right? If it's just for the documentary, you can reach out to me, r.almonds@pbsguam.org. Or if you just have any other questions, you can just email them to me as well. That's fine too. If you want to donate to us, you can find our donation webpage, pbsguam.org/donate. Right. And, we also, like, if you reach a certain tier of, like, a donation, we'll send you a little gift.
Nice.
Yeah. We have, like, hats and jackets and stuff, which is pretty
Cats?
cool. Hats. We're not giving away animals, Luella. What are you?
That's what I heard.
Hats.
No. That's the other problem.
Yeah. But yeah, so, like, I don't know if that really answered all of that.
Yes, you
but
did,
yeah,
yeah.
so thanks for having us in general. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Ina. Thank you, Roselle, and thank you, Sean. It was really, I really enjoyed the. Maybe we'll bring you back again for another round.
We have to have karaoke tonight or something.
Yes.
This.
Let's do karaoke. Last week we had karaoke with our guests, and they were like, "Okay, are we really doing this?" Yes, you are.
Like on the radio?
Yeah. We started this show with a karaoke with one of our because he likes to sing. So I said, "Oh yeah,
Okay.
you better
So you-
better start the show with a karaoke then."
Oh my
I should have done that with you.
Sean, what's your
I
karaoke
cannot.
jam? What's your karaoke jam, Sean?
I do not have one.
You don't have one?
No, I don't do
Really?
karaoke.
Gosh, I'm not even surprised. Me, I really, I like to do "Call Me When You're Sober" by Evanescence.
What kind of karaoke song is that? How about you, Aina? I think
You know what? I really don't have one. I'm like so embarrassed to sing, especially my late husband Chris Carrillo. Like he blows everybody
he's
away.
a musician, right?
Yeah,
he
and
has a
so
place, yeah.
I can't do it. Like I'm the backup. I'll be the backup dancer or whatever, but I can't do it.
I'm actually thinking
I'll
of
hold
starting.
the book for you if you need. I'll hold the mic, but yeah.
I'm actually thinking of continuing that tradition. I mean, starting the show with a karaoke with one of the guests.
I'm glad you didn't do that with us.
You should do a karaoke medley. Like name that song kind of thing and
my
don't
God,
give them
yeah.
the words.
Have you ever done? Sorry, we're on this topic. Have you ever done blind karaoke where like
do you mean?
you don't face? Yeah, like so somebody else picks the song and you don't look, and then like you have to guess like what the song is by singing the song. Like yeah, so you're not looking at the screen.
Oh,
And you're
so
facing the audience, and so they pick for you, and then the song plays, and then you have to
Oh.
do your best and just sing the
Whatever-
words,
whatever the-
whatever you think it is.
Oh man, I would love that, and I'll do it in Filipino. Thank you so much. But yeah, maybe Reese will do that next time, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Reese is rating Jonna.
I'm so sorry. I know we're about to wrap up soon, but I wish I was there to join the conversation.
Yes.
Earlier, you guys were talking about all the shows, like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I totally grew up on that. But another one of my favorite shows is Cyber Chase.
Oh,
That's the one with the math, with the reading. They're
Oh,
like,
nice.
the bag, Cyber Chase. They had a rap scene.
See, that's how you know she watched it.
I'm a PBS kid as well. I hope I don't get arrested for this, but I have to tell you guys something funny.
Okay.
Back then, TV was just kind of expensive to have. It wasn't something that every household had. But we were very lucky in my house because we connected my uncle next door's cable and just like that. We had cable.
That's okay. People were doing that.
That's right. It was for the learning purpose. Okay.
Purposes.
Please, I'm not trying to be a criminal. I just wanted to learn on PBS.
Is there a statute for limitations for that? It's way past.
So
But guess what? If you just plugged it in, it will still work.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We just plugged it in. That's all was needed to do. It's like,
But
thank you,
I remember
uncle.
in the Philippines, he would. I mean, I'm not saying it that we did it,
Is
but
there
we
statute of
split.
limitations there? Be careful out there.
No. It's like they do that. You should see the what do you call it? The power lines in the Philippines, the cable lines. It's like you don't know which ones.
You gotta take care of our neighbors, man.
I
You gotta take care of
know.
the neighbors, the kids.
Yeah.
Get them on that cyber chase.
Yeah, make them watch. I mean, you're doing great for the community. You're doing something for the community. But yeah, thank you so much, what
I just wanted to say thank you, Reese, for also being a PBS kid and really demonstrating like the reach that we have. See, it's like people who don't have internet, who may not even have TV themselves.
Seriously, no,
you know, it's
PBS
really important.
was a very big part of my life, both my sister and I's life, truly. And so that's why this is very important, and so happy to have our friends here today.
But I told you, like in the Philippines, we also have PBS. Imagine in the Philippines, and my age. Shut up. I had access to PBS.
I wasn't even saying anything
You're-
Why are you laughing?
because of the look that you
You're
gave
aging me again.
I'm not even aging you. You're aging yourself. Like, I don't think it matters.
Okay. No, okay. So I'm sorry. Before we go, I mean, we have like 6 minutes, right? So the story in the beginning of the show, I was about to say, like a binge watch. I'm sorry, I still haven't forgotten that. Binge watch Wednesday last night.
yes, okay,
Okay,
go
so I was like, kind of binge watching, and then writing something, right? And then, my God, one of the characters, I heard him speak in Filipino. It's like, I miss you na, something like this. I was like, what the hell? Am I watching Wednesday? And then I screenshot. He was actually testing someone from the Philippines. Have you seen Wednesday, by the way? Wednesday series, a TV series, Netflix. Oh my God. Okay.
And they're speaking-
Have you seen? Speaking in Filipino. There was a character who speaks in Filipino, the werewolf. I'm so sorry. I'm just nerd. Wednesday.
Wolf, yeah? Or the boy?
No, the boyfriend, the new boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, the one that was in the cabin. I only watched season 1.
So he's apparently a Filipino written character, the werewolf. And I was like
We
thinking,
were everywhere.
I know. I was like, oh, you're Filipino.
My grandmother is. Yeah.
I was like thinking, is he even Filipino? Are there werewolves in the Philippines who don't even that in our lore? I'm so sorry. I have to say that on air. I cannot. I'm like thinking, do we have werewolves? No, we don't. We have aswang. Oh, okay. I almost pronounced it in a weird way. The aswang. Don't slap me. I almost said aswang.
Well, then
The
you
aswang.
did. You didn't almost say it well, you did it.
Aswang. It's the Filipino mythological creature.
What is happening?
It's a Filipino mythological creature, by the way. I'm not going to be FCC because of that. It's my culture. Anyways, I'm crying, laughing. Oh, anyways, yeah. So I'm sorry. Okay, let me get my tears from my tears. But anyways, that was it's just funny because Filipinos really liking representation, right? And it's like when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I was amazed. Like at first, I was always blasé about it. Like I don't care about if I see Filipino being mentioned, I'm not going to react. But then when I was watching Wednesday and I saw that, it's like, okay, yeah, I've been seen. Anyways, that's a show. Thank you, PBS folks. Thank you, Miss Aina, Rosel, and Sean. Oh my goodness. So I got to tell the story before we end. But this has been, and thank you, Reese, for not listening to me.
You're welcome. Not on purpose. I'm in training, so I don't have my trainee tag out here for you to know.
I know. I mean, I love Reese. Yeah, we always have yung strange conversation that just like the one that I had, my monologue earlier. But anyway, so before we go, I want to do a quick reminder for the community. So we still have slots for Eskwelahang Munti. This is a Filipino outreach program for not just language, Filipino cultural stuff like dance. So they still have slots for their Saturday class. So if you're interested, just reach out to the Filipino community of Guam. You can message us on Facebook, and we will connect you with Eskwelahang Munti folks. And with that, thank you for spending your hour with us here on Pinas to Guam, Pinoy Voices. I'm Luella Lucino signing off with a reminder that our stories matter, our voices matter together, and we always have something to call our own. And thank you, PBS folks. We love you. Salamat.
Thank you.
The youngest job seekers are the ones most likely to ask AI for advice. And they're glad they did. I'm Jeff Colvin of Fortune magazine with the Fortune Business Update. It shouldn't be a surprise. Today's young adults are finding new ways to use AI every day. So, of course, they're asking it for advice on where to work. And after they do, hardly any of them regret it. For young adults, getting a job without AI is unthinkable. They use it to identify high-demand, high-paying jobs, and then use it to write resumes and cover letters. Then they use it to prepare for interviews, and if they get an offer in another town, they